If you are near or over 60 and self-sufficiency isn't what you imagined it would be, you're not alone. You're not imagining it. Uh, it's normal and it's to be expected. Hello, everybody. Welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. We are all about pantry preparedness. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of a mind shift that we all have to go through. I am in the garden this morning for a hot minute. Uh, because we're going to get some thunderstorms today, but I wanted to come out here and do a couple of things before those hit. Thankfully, I don't have to water, so that's a bonus. But I thought it's a perfect time to talk about the mind shift, right? Because back when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, even, in my 50s, gardening was something that wasn't as difficult. It wasn't hard. But I did notice as time went on that it became more difficult. There were things that I ended up needing help with. A lot of that was due to physical issues. And so there were times when I would have to pay somebody to come and help me do things. There are times when I just said, that's really out of my reach because it's not something that I can maintain moving forward. So for the last few years, while I have been working diligently to improve my health, I have also taken steps so that I can manage things as I grow older, because I know at some point I'm going to go back to 5, 6 years ago when literally it was unimaginable for me to haul all kinds of 50-pound bags of feed or mulch or dirt or whatever the case may be. Now, there was a time when I could do it. There was a time when it was no big deal for me to throw a 50-pound bag of feed over my shoulder and go feed the pigs. Then one day my wrist went, we're not going to play anymore. And I ruined a ligament in my wrist. And to this day, I cannot lift the bags the way that I used to. Freak, I want to call it an accident, but it's basically just my body going, peace out. We're not going to do this anymore. So as we age, we will discover those things, and hopefully not as painful, things that we just can't do well anymore. We can't get down on the ground to do things. And so literally I have milk crates spread around the garden that I sit on to do the weeding, to do the harvesting, to do all of the care that I need to do. Because squatting there, even though I am more physically fit than I've been in a very long time, it's not something that I can do for any kind of duration that I need to do while I'm in the garden. So it's normal for us to cut back on some of these activities as we age. As we age, our energy shows up differently. It's not gone, it's just more selective, we shall say. And my friends, that's not a weakness, that's wisdom. We start asking things like, what really matters now? What will serve me well without burning me out? How can I simplify without sacrificing security? These are all really good questions that we should be asking ourselves. That is the new mindset: efficiency, grace, and sustainability for us. We need to learn to trade the hustle for strategy. Because if you're like me, we've been trained to believe that hustle is the way to get things done. You got to hustle, you got to move, you got to do more, you got to push the limits, right? Okay, no, we need to build a better strategy. The 40-year-old prepper, okay, has a different mentality. It's the hustle. Stock more, do more, stay busy. But once you hit around 60, it's about working smarter, not harder. We shift from bulk to just right, fast to sustainable, and exhausting to empowered. Instead of 30 jars of the same soup to put up on our pantry, right, or to purchase, it's 10 of 3 different kinds. It works well. Instead of lugging rainwater, because that's not fun, okay, it's setting up a rain barrel with a spigot and a garden cart. They are worth their weight in gold. You get the idea? One thing that is for certain as we age is that mental load matters a lot. I have always prided myself on the fact that I can keep a whole bunch of stuff in my head. I can organize without, special lists or this or that, even though I'm a huge list maker. I can remember all of this. I can remember all of that. And I can, take care of my family, and I can do this and I can do that. And then you hit this period in your life, which is normal and to be expected, where you're not remembering all the things that you wanted to take care of, and that written list really makes a difference. Where where did I put that? Because it's not where I thought it should be. And so putting stuff away really makes a difference. Where worrying about family is a constant roll in the back of your head, especially when you have uh, a grandson who decides to join the Marines. It's something that is always going to be there, but we need to find new ways to manage it. Mental load can become heavier than any stockpile, and that's why we need to create systems. Everybody's systems are going to be completely different because they're designed specifically for us. We're the ones that design them because we know what our brains and our lives can handle. This season of life is about reducing decision fatigue. Okay. There are times when I will worry over something to the point of making myself crazy and I just walk away from it. There are times where I worry about something so much that I will do it and then redo it and then redo it and then redo it because I'm trying to get the perfect thing, right? Yeah. Decision fatigue. It's a thing. Creating simple routines is the easiest way to make it happen. I know that I need to take my multivitamin every day. I know that I need to take my one medication every single day. I know that I go to bed every single day. So I take those when I go to bed. I have a pill box now. Yeah, it was, I've had one for a few years, but it was definitely my moment of stepping into, oh, heck, I'm that old now? Yeah. Another big thing to help is to let go of what we just don't need to carry anymore. A lot of us are from that generation where our parents and possibly us collected things because they make us happy, and they make us happy and they don't. They sit there and they collect dust and they take up space and they add to the clutter. They add to the chaos in our lives, in our visual, mind. And sometimes it's just time to say, you know what? You don't make me that happy anymore. And it's time to go. Will you ever get your money back out of them? Probably not. But you will get a peace of mind that is invaluable, quite honestly. And this definitely goes for supplies and stress also, because having all of the supplies, right? When we did the pantry inventory, I literally filled a box with, oh gosh, I think I had 15 different kinds of canning funnels that I had collected from estate sales and garage sales and thrift stores and that kind of stuff. I had 7 different jar lifters. I'll never do that much canning in the rest of my life. Why do I need these? Oh, because they're canning things and they have a history, and the stories they could tell. They're not telling you a story. They're not. They're taking up space that you could put something else or just leave empty so that you could breathe. This is when we need to develop a new kind of strength, right? Look at, I still can't lift that arm right. A new kind of strength. Yeah, there's a bicep under there, I promise. Strength isn't about how much we can lift, okay? It's about how much we know, how well we prepare, and how calmly we respond. Think about what we have survived to date, right? We have survived blackouts. We have survived snowstorms. We have survived multiple recessions. We have survived illnesses. And sometimes we have even survived heartbreak. We already know how to make do, how to stretch a dollar, how to take care of others. That's resilience. That's a power. And if you ask me, it's a superpower. Now we just have to apply it with more intention, right? More rest, and maybe a little bit of help from a garden cart, and a good pair of reading glasses. I want you to always remember that you are not behind. You're just building differently. It's not a competition. It's not a race. You're just building differently for you. If you have downsized or simplified or even just started prepping at the age of 65, there is no shame in that game. None. You're not behind. You are right on time for you. We all receive those messages when the universe knows that we are ready to hear them and when we need them the most. Self-sufficiency after 60 is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things for this stage in your life. We are not going to prepare the same as a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, just breathe. Just do it again. And if you're really lucky, you can do it near a whole bunch of flocks. You just want to breathe. You want to adjust. You want to pivot. At this age, we should be pretty good at pivoting. And always know this, your preparedness journey is still valid, still valuable, and still unfolding beautifully. Continuing this month, along with our Pantry Challenge, we are going to be continuing on this series of preparedness in the older years, in the later years, because there's no reason why, regardless of your situation, that you cannot be prepared to some extent. Do you have to prepare like me? No. Do you have to prepare like a 20-year-old? No. A family of 5? No. You have to prepare for you. And we're going to explore all the different ways that we can do it. In the next episode, we're going to talk a bit about how to let go of the things that don't serve us anymore and embracing change, the most difficult thing for us to do. What has your mind shift looked like at, around, or after the age of 60? Let us know in the comments section down below. Until next time, everybody, be safe. Stack it to the rafters, my friends.